You're now tuning into the sounds of the Potnas podcast.
Perspective on topics, news, and shit.
It's your boy Young Tizzle, baby. Season 3, let's get it. Hey, it's the Potnas podcast and it's season damn 3. I got my boy Young Little Courtney, and it's your boy JT. You know who I be. Now let me pass the mic to my boy Young Dino.
We gonna pass the mic and I'm sitting to the left.
Whoa.
I don't give a damn, man. I got some good breath.
Hey.
Brush my teeth with Colgate, maybe Crest. I don't give a shit. I got an S up on my chest.
Come on.
And I'm gonna keep it damn going. So I run out of breath, pass it back to JT. What you saying? It's that boy D. I'm about to go cool, better yet, Super
Like I said
Saiyan.
before, we the best in the game, even when you call the foul. You check the pedigree, and we make the ladies howl. Wow, man, holy cow, the boy is wild. Potnas podcast, and you know you tuning now, motherfuckers.
We got real aggressive.
I had to go into my New York bag, you know what I'm saying?
It got kind of aggressive.
After I saw that vicious massacre,
You saw the way he looked into the mic.
He was
I activated my New Houston, son. And if y'all, and for those tuning in, if y'all don't know what New Houston is, that means I'm a Houston native, but I got the heart and soul of a New Yorker. You know what I'm saying?
That's what that means.
So every now and then you might hear me change up my lingo, switch it up. You know, I might throw in the sun here and there. You know what I mean?
You're throwing more than a few sons.
Hey, top 5, dead or alive, but I stay alive, baby, because that's how I get high.
Bro, I get high. JT. JT don't even smoke.
Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Potnas podcast, where we're delivering our perspective on topics, news, and shit. We are in season 3, baby. Give me some horns, baby. Kabooyah! Boom! Shaka laka laka.
Feels good to be back, bro. Feels real good to be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, it feels so good to be back, and thank you all for just helping promoting the longevity of the podcast. You know, we've reached a lot of milestones and
We've been on
whatnot.
for years and shit.
Hey, I got a couple of jitters and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I got to shake off 2 months worth of rust. But anyways, we are your hosts, the Potnas. Starting from the left end of the table, we got Mr. Corn Pop himself, Cornitos.
Yes. What up, fellas?
What's going on, bro?
Glad to be back. Glad to be
Yeah,
back.
man.
Next to him is the flyest one in the room.
Whoop.
Hey.
With a daishiki.
Oh yeah, with the dashiki, you know what I mean? He is the
saying?
gold standard. We got the Dino, aka the dictionary. What? Pause, right?
Big pause.
And and last but certainly not least,
The dictionary.
it is the most entertaining and enthusiastic and electrifying partner of them all. You ain't never met a friend like me. I am Mr. Somebody had to say it. I am JT, aka Young Tizzle, the live thrizzle. Give me another explosion.
I'm gonna give you this here.
All right, we'll do it for the kids one
We'll do
time.
it for the
Even though
kids.
that freestyle was nowhere kid censor friendly.
No.
But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, it feels so good to be back. Thank you all for supporting the podcast up to this point. We have appreciated all the support, and we have a lot in store for you all for this season. And we got to kick this episode off with a bang, but we're going to get into the explosive topic later on. First off, we just want to start off with a summer recap and a welcome back. Welcome back. I wish I would have added that.
That would have been a good touch.
Welcome back.
That would have been a really good touch.
Courtney got a burp. You all right, bro?
Yeah, I was trying to key you to
Kick.
introduce our.
Oh yeah. We're gonna get there. Actually,
I did have to burp though.
Yeah.
We didn't have
Hey, you know how niggas like be holding like that.
No, but JT is terrible about calling people out. Like you're
bro,
not gonna
let
make
it
it
slide,
in his
you know what I'm
presence.
saying?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, since it is season 3, and since we did mention that there was going to be a lot of surprises and guests and much more, we are kicking off this season with the first time ever having an actual guest or guests.
What about partners?
Several partners.
Oh, yeah.
That will be on the episode. All right.
partners
We are
stuff.
upgrading the whole podcast overall. First off, I don't even have a chair right now. That's how special we're getting because we got to make room for everybody at the table. You know what I mean? We're going to go ahead and introduce our first partner. All right. Our extended partner. You know, she has recently moved to Houston, Texas. All right, all the way from. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and let her introduce herself. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and give it up for Miss Amanda. Yeah.
Pew, pew, pew. You know they call me DJ Freckles, so
DJ Freckles. Yeah. Give it a little pistol shot one time.
Hey, DJ Freckles.
honestly, I don't do much. I just observe and say what I need to
Why
say.
she come up on here sounding like Snow Allegra or something?
You know, I don't say much. I say what I need to say.
Yeah, that's exactly what I don't want.
Less is more.
It's not that I don't say nothing. I just say only enough to be
I
said.
want you around. All right, Amanda, where are you from?
For real. Like, let's tell the truth.
Are you
From everywhere. That's so crazy. I know. I'm from everywhere. I'm gonna rep D-Town though. I'm gonna rep Dallas.
D-Town.
Yeah.
Dallas?
She got really from Dallas. She said D-Town.
That's where all my family is. That's where I started.
Okay.
But I've been everywhere. I got a story.
What's your favorite place? What do you claim most?
I would say Dallas, but I did spend a lot of time in Wichita. So
Wichita?
Interesting.
I mean, I graduated high school from Wichita. So,
Wichita Falls?
but I
Wichita
wouldn't.
Falls, Texas, or Wichita somewhere
Wichita,
else?
Kansas.
Wichita, Kansas.
But I do rep the Kansas City Chiefs, so you might have heard of us.
Wait a minute.
Patrick Mahomes.
But there's not a Kansas City in Kansas, so
Kansas City, Missouri. I
So
lived in
you-
Kansas City, Missouri for about 4 years.
Okay, that would Jim people.
you see how she
I've
done
been
took
out that way
us
before.
like all throughout the spine
Have you
of
heard
the
of
U.S.
Excelsior?
Say again?
Excelsior?
I'm sorry. Can you say that? Can you speak into the mic?
Excelsior. It's a small town. Never mind.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm not familiar. Not familiar.
Kansas. Isn't there a casino in Kansas City, Missouri?
There's a few.
Harris. I think I stayed there.
All right, let's get into the summer recap. All right, let's go ahead and talk about, kind of like where we left off from season 2.
What's been
all
up?
right, so Corn, you want to get into, some of your summer
been up
plans
with
that
you,
you've been
bro?
up to? Now that we're coming to the conclusion of summer 2021.
Well,
You were working on your renovations and whatnot, huh? How's that going?
Renovation. Yeah, it's going good. Real estate's going well. Renovations are going pretty well. I'm learning a lot about dealing with people, contractors, and all that stuff. But I mean, outside of that, family's good. Traveling, I've traveled a little bit. I know we talked about that. I missed all the COVID stuff, so that's been like cool.
What you mean you missed all the
yeah.
COVID
What is?
stuff?
I was gonna say. Let's
Well,
not run
meaning
past
like
that. What does that mean?
we didn't know if
You didn't catch it. Or,
no. I'm not. I mean, we didn't know if we could move. Like we could move this summer. So yeah, it was cool to,
okay.
to
Oh,
get
you
out.
out here blessed.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, other
You got
than
the
that,
immunity cloud.
I mean, I'm vaccinated.
Nimbus cloud
so,
around you, huh?
I'm
Okay.
vaccinated, so yeah.
Go ahead. Dino, what have you been up to for the summer?
It's been a lot going on, bro. The number one thing I guess I should say is that my Juju B is going to big girl school. The other thing, and she's very excited about that. The other thing is that I officially launched a business. That is super dope. It's a lot of work.
As you should.
a lot of
As you
work.
should.
You like working 2 jobs right now, right?
Yeah, man. Like working 2 jobs.
Shout out to everybody out there working 2 jobs. I
Just
know
everybody on the
how
grind.
demanding that can
Just
be.
everybody on the
It's the
grind.
multiple streams of income for me.
Big facts. Big facts. Hey, man. What about you,
Full
Tizzle?
time.
What's been going on with you in the
Man,
summer months?
All right, so y'all know how I said on the last episode of season 2 how we were going to be in this whole new location and whatnot. But yeah, man, this damn house.
Subscribe to
I had to fire my builder today, actually.
Oh shit!
And I had to,
Wait, like
cut
when
loose
you say
ends.
fire, you mean like
Yeah, I mean he was just messing. Hey man, don't be revealing that, huh?
How you fire your builder?
That's what I'm like. It's me. Come on, I'm Mr. Make It Happen. That's my second name. All right. But
Build
anyways, I had to fire my builder and I had to pick up a new one. You know what I'm saying? So
Damn.
I demanded a meeting with the area manager and who's also I guess project manager in the realm of construction, and just had a transparent discussion
so?
with
What's
him
been
and told
your
him
biggest pain point? Like what's been going on?
I mean, he's just been dropping the ball. He's been ordering supplies, months after when he was actually supposed to, order them, but then blaming it on the market, saying that it's worldwide, it's a shortage everywhere. I'm like, no, motherfucker. Like I didn't order and bought this house like way back mid-March, and the shortage happened in June. So you can miss me with all that. You know what I mean? And then he messed up the blueprint. So
Yeah, that's what I remember you telling me about. He got like extra windows.
Yeah,
in
we had
crib.
extra windows. I'm like, oh, y'all hooking us up? No, that's what you ordered. No, I didn't, nigga. Like, you know what I mean? So it was almost a month delay where there was no productivity or advancement in the house. Yeah, so anyways, I had to drop him and pick up a new builder.
Does that happen often when
I don't think so.
I'm not too sure. I mean,
That's the first time I ever heard somebody
time.
firing their builder. Like, that's not.
It's not the first time I've heard somebody firing a builder, but it's the first time I've had to do it.
Well, like when the builder's a part of like a development, I've never heard of that.
Well, I'll just say this: I have really high standards too, and he wasn't meeting my standards, so I had to drop him. I had, and I was putting a lot of pressure on my seller too. I'm like, hey man, if you don't make it happen, I will. So and. Here we are. So, but October 15th is the date.
No problem
a couple of days after my birthday. It's all good.
So what's the new anticipated date?
October 15th.
15th.
It was supposed to be August 25th.
I know. I remember.
right before Halloween? Though.
Yeah, I know, right?
Turn up. Oh, Halloween.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be doing it big, man. Once we get up in the Barclay, it's going down.
Y'all
son.
got y'all costumes ready.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
King Halloween.
But yeah. Oh, and then we recently had our wedding anniversary. You know, it's been
congratulations
3 years
to
of
that, yo. Black love. Give me, hold on, let me give you some love for that.
Yeah, they figured it out.
This fucked up ass board. Look at that.
No, it's because you had your other finger on it.
God damn it! Shout out to
Black
How
love.
many years
Shout out
is
to
that,
all
bro?
the relationships. All right, so
How many years is
hold
that?
on. So, all right, I know the listeners are gonna feel me on this. All right, so I celebrate 3 dates. Okay, I celebrate the day that we got together.
Okay,
I celebrate the day that we actually got eloped. Wedded by papers, and then I celebrate the wedding date. All right,
That's too much.
that's a lot. Yeah.
why is it too much?
Two tops, G.
I don't think it's too much.
All right, we're gonna pose
Two
it to the listeners.
Yeah,
Listeners,
two
let me
tops.
know if do y'all celebrate anniversary, the wedding date, and the elope date? If those 2 dates are different, or
Yeah.
if all those 3 dates are different, let us know. Go ahead and contact us.
Well, because not everybody does that. Like, I didn't do that. I didn't go to the courthouse and elope and then have a ceremony later. We got officiated at my wedding. Like, homie signed the paper there.
I mean, well, I was in the military at the time.
No, I know. So, like, I think that's not like as common a thing, perhaps. Like, if you elope, you probably.
I mean,
I don't think it's too much. I think that all of those instances were a milestone for you and Sam. So I think you should celebrate all of them.
Question.
Oh yeah.
And just like an anniversary or
I like
what
how
you
she did that.
celebrate. There's so many things to celebrate in life, and sometimes we focus more on the bad. So why not focus on the good events that happen?
Facts. I dig that.
She's a Pisces, so
Yeah,
Am I? No, I'm just
What's your sign, Courtney?
Pisces.
Oh,
Yeah, see, he's
what's your
understanding.
sign?
I'm a Libra.
God damn it.
Halfway. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to the Libras over here. You feel me?
Yeah. Fuck them Pisces.
I don't want to say that, but I will say.
Kill them.
Question. What if you break up for an extended period of time and get back together and you consider that the real start? Because when you were dating before, it wasn't like really real. Do you celebrate that day too? So now you got 4 dates?
Wait.
What's wrong with celebrating all those dates?
I'm not saying anything wrong with it. I'm just.
I mean,
that question.
let me ask you a question, and I don't mean to answer a question with a question, but is this just too much for? Is this just too much for you to remember? Because honestly, let's just ask that. I'm just asking.
But that's a big
true
supposition.
question.
That's a big.
Yeah.
That's a big jump, right?
I'll drink to that. But-
You're from like
it's way too much.
do you love your wife or like
She did what any woman would do.
and y'all talking about deflection. That was a master deflection.
That wasn't an example of deflection.
That was a deflection because
That wasn't
answering a question with a question is
That's not always a deflection. That's not always a deflection. All I'm asking is the root of why you think it's too much.
That's good.
Yeah.
So okay, I would ask the root of why celebrate all that shit. I would flip the question. Why? Like, because then to that point, right? Like my question was about celebrating a date that's also a milestone. Like let's say you broke up, you grew, and you got back together, and that's almost like a baptism. You consider that the start of y'all's relationship. Well, now there's 4 dates. Let's say some other shit happens, and then boom, that's 5 dates.
Slippery slope.
If you keep going, because I can name like 10 milestones in our life, but we don't celebrate all them shits like, every single year.
I think it has a lot to do with what you both agree to together. So if that's something that you both agree that is important,
what if
in
only
your
one
relationship?
wants to do it?
There's compromise in every relationship. That's very subjective.
Good job.
Because obviously they find that mutually to be important
Perhaps.
in the
Oh
relationship.
yeah, we synced up. We what my coworkers would say, aligned.
Yeah,
Aligned.
I'm gonna tell you this. It's gonna be for me. It's gonna be one anniversary on a set date.
We got one too.
That I'll put them
Talking
on.
about Mr. Put Your Money Up.
Maybe 2. Like I think with us, it's probably like
So why are you saying for me?
That's,
For me.
that's my situation. It'll be one anniversary.
Courtney is also
Because
Mr.
of how
PC.
you feel about it, or
Yes.
We're gonna get more
we'll see how
into
far
it.
that goes.
We're gonna get look, and this is why we're called the Potnas Podcast. Potnas, by the way, stands for Perspective on
Cancel?
Topics,
No.
News, and Shit, ladies and gentlemen.
Cancel.
By the way. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to. Let's go ahead and move on to the news portion, the news segment of today's episode.
what's going on in the
All
news,
right,
too?
so there's a lot going on in the world right now. Yeah, let's stay in Houston, Texas. One time, Houston native Meg Thee Stallion came out with a new freestyle.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking
Yeah.
like thought shit.
It's
like
definitely a
whole nother
freestyle,
situation.
but for the sake of hip hop, yeah, we'll call it a freestyle. And
For the sake of hip-hop, let's
go ahead and listen to a quick snippet. How about we do that?
I got a nasty little fetish. I'm a nasty little bitch. I love to shit on these niggas. I love to piss off a bitch. I don't announce my moves. I like to keep shit private. Just know a bitch being all you hoes can suck my pussy disrespectfully. How a hoe gon' punk me on my spot that can't get next to me? Your vocab don't go past period. Hoe don't question me. Any nigga publicly hating is making less than me. I bet you. They should call me Dr. Miami because I body them. Hoes gotta dick ride niggas to get cosigns from them. Bitches buy one little person, think we proud of them. All gon' stay in hell cause them Twitter comments gon' lie to them.
I got an opinion about it.
Okay. Partners, what we think?
So first of all, when this came out?
This came out 2 days ago,
Okay,
right?
2 days ago.
One day
I think you should run it back.
So
Run it back.
I think you should run it back.
See, that's what I'm talking about. This is girl power. I feel like right now because I'll be honest, I'm a hip hop head. That was really good, right? Let me not say that. That was cool.
I said what you were saying.
I'm saying it. I just have to say it how I think it's best communicated.
It has almost 5 million views on Instagram alone.
Meg does it. You know what I'm saying? Meg does it.
Y'all think she represents
Big
Houston?
butt.
I'm waiting for his butt.
However, comma,
Meg butt, big butt.
That's the first time you heard it, huh?
That's my first time hearing it.
Really? Okay.
But I heard enough to say what my thought process is. It's like, I don't know, man. I miss like Meg is cool, fam, and she spit, but like
Who do you miss? Like who's?
like I
Kim.
guess I just need to hear like some spitting ass.
You want to hear?
spit.
You want to hear like
I have to disagree, bro. I think, in my humble opinion, I feel like she,
here we go.
as people may say, she's like properly rated. I think she's underrated.
Really?
I think she's.
in terms of who though? Like, because I'll be honest, I'm not thinking like female MCs.
No, I'm talking about artists.
Because I think female is not really anyone fucking her.
I'm talking about
really,
artists
as far
right
as-
now that's in the game. I feel like she's easily top 3.
Male or female?
like lyricists or just artists
Big
overall?
disagree. I have to.
Lyricists or just
like from a perspective of everything that she puts out is like all her shit is like fire.
top female lyricists
It's raw.
out right now.
It's
out
raw.
right now of all time.
No.
Out right now or just
Y'all heard
of
of
all time?
Rhapsody
I'm saying
or
right
Chica
now.
Out
or
right now. Yeah.
No, right now.
No Name or
No,
like,
I
I
haven't
give you a
heard
million
none of them.
female MCs that are
well,
shitting on her.
They're not shitting.
Spreading their cheeks
They're obviously
and
not
shitting
shitting
all
on
over
her.
her.
Well, hold on.
Listen, no, because you're talking commercial success. Because
No,
Meg
no,
has
but
great
Meg-
commercial
Meg-
success.
the reason-
But I'm talking about spitting, like lyricism.
But people
G.
say that shit, bro. I hear it, but like people say that shit about like, oh yeah, underground. No, this is that.
This ain't underground. These people have like,
But nobody's
they
heard
doing
of-
festivals,
nobody's heard of
but
them.
they all like on.
No, you haven't heard of them,
second or
Courtney.
third tier festivals. Like
They're
they
not,
name ain't
bro.
little, bro. On the flyer.
Who?
So I just named No Name.
What?
She's from Chicago.
I
I just
heard
named
No
Chica.
Name.
Okay.
I've heard some of No Name's music.
Have you heard of Rhapsody?
Rap City.
My nigga, easily the no
She's
bullshit,
probably the top
tier
female lyricist out right
easily
now.
the best female lyricist and one of the best male or female lyricists out right now. Period.
That's like a Cassidy argument. Like you can't like I don't
You just don't
What
listen
does
to
that
her
mean?
music, bro. You
It's
just
the
don't
same
listen to her
shit.
music.
No,
she's on songs with bro. She's
I've
on songs with.
I've heard of. We're missing the point. You're talking about straight up.
Nigga, you said Meg's top three.
What was the original question?
He said Meg was top 3.
What was the original
Like,
question?
Oh my
those people
God.
you named can't put out a tape that's hot enough.
See, you're talking about commercial success.
No,
versus lyricism.
To answer it,
I'm talking about putting out a. I'm talking about.
So we talking about sales? We're talking about sales, and I gotta go. Look,
I'm talking about putting out a
I gotta go.
Hold on. What was the original question?
Put out a tape.
There was actually no original
Sales?
question.
Put out a song. What song has they put out?
Guys, hold on. So there was actually no original question. D was kind of like just giving his take, like it was
On that,
good and it's dope. Hold on, Courtney. And it was dope, but it was more so. There was a but, and then that's when Courtney interjected and said, I kind of feel like
top 3 of all time.
No, I say all time.
I mean, right now.
Out currently, but I can agree and see the point from both perspectives. Courtney isn't necessarily like too deep into hip hop lyricism like that, but that's okay. No.
It's not about that.
It's not.
Y'all are missing. Y'all both missed. Before you get your point, y'all both missed my point. I'm not saying she's the best lyricist alive. I'm not saying that. I said
we know that.
I said she's a top 3 artist. That's all I said.
Currently,
but what is your classification? I say a big part of it has to be commercial success, right?
I feel like she's doing the legwork. I feel like she's controlling the aesthetics of her videos. I feel like she's doing the social media
Her lyricism is great.
platforms.
I think she's amazing.
And there may be artists that are better than her,
Top 3.
but she's putting in the work.
Facts.
And I think that's the most important part
Now,
of anything
can I
when
make-
it comes to a female
I gotta count that
artist.
with 1 point.
Wait, hold on.
Well, no, male or female.
Were you done with your point, Amanda?
But we're
Spinning.
we played a Megan Thee Stallion freestyle, right?
that was
And so
really
we're
good.
speaking. I mean, are we not
Yeah.
referring to a female artist? Or
Oh, for sure,
is it-
yeah,
or
yeah.
are we talking about all time now?
No.
Okay.
I'm saying the statement you made. I said that applies to males too. Like male or female, you got to put in that work.
Boy, did this
I
take
guess
a
before
turn.
we because we need to move on. But I'll say this before we move on. I just don't like when you mention like a name of a top artist, whether it be
In
male
your
or female.
opinion, in your opinion.
In my opinion,
Yeah.
and someone is like wants to compare them to like a street lyricist artist.
These are street-
Let me finish. Because in my opinion, if you're such a good lyricist, quote unquote, then you should be able to put out music. And if you should be able to put out music, when you talk about commercial success should come, in my opinion.
The reality is
that's
that
not true.
That's my opinion.
honestly,
Humble
being a good lyricist, it does matter.
But
But
it's not the most important thing.
it,
to
but
everyone.
but
You
you
have
have
to be an
to you have
more than
to adapt to the way the world is now. And if I'm being honest, the world is about trends and
about a vibe more than it's
aesthetics
about
and the
what they're
videos
saying.
being colorful. Like you have to please the eye and whatever's trending.
Yeah.
And it's sad that
It's
it has to
about the
be that
package
way,
more so.
right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
there's a lot of people that are like, man, this person is a much better lyricist than Megan
I
Thee
see what you're
Stallion.
saying. I see what you're saying.
But at the same time, is this person putting in the work that they need to put in?
Yeah,
Are
Rhapsody,
they
no
adjusting
name.
and adapting
Yeah.
to
They've
the
been out here
culture?
for years.
They're
I saw them
definitely-
in concert at South by at
Lord.
least 5 years ago.
They're not selling the package like Megan.
But they not.
is, and
I
that's
mean,
where.
it's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
It's a whole different thing.
But what Courtney does, he makes these statements, and it gets myself and Dino really riled up because
Top 3 of everyone?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
He's a
She's
generalist.
a top 3 artist.
He's a
That's all I'm saying.
generalist speaker.
Okay. Okay. One quick
But
counterpoint.
you don't give any
I know
context.
we're gonna wrap this up, but
And
one
so-
quick counterpoint. And this
yeah.
is a great segue.
Go ahead.
Actually, you ready?
Yeah.
So if we're talking about artistry, aesthetics, and lyricism, because that has to be. If we say hip hop or rap, lyricism is gonna be in the top for me. Artistry is important. Aesthetics and work and all that's important. It's all a package. But lyricism is a part of my package.
Absolutely.
I would say if we're talking lyricism, aesthetics, work, all that shit, grind and all that, and the commercial success, right now, one of the top in the game would, emphasis on the past tense right there, have to be the baby. Because everything this nigga put out was gold. Like,
You can't
highly
you can't-
commercially
But
successful.
once again, I'm not denying that
And
he's not.
I mean, and some niggas say his songs sound the same. I mean, shit, the nigga speaks it. I mean, he spits in the same cadence. He has the same, but his shit is always snapping, is it not? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, let's reserve that for
know
the
niggas ain't really fucking
actual
with
main
Rihanna,
topic.
but
And we spent a lot of time on the news segment. There were actually a couple of other points that we are going to get into for the news. But I think it's safe that we can go ahead and get into our main topic. Ladies and gentlemen, episode 15, all right? We are talking about cancel culture, ladies and gentlemen, all right? And we have a couple of subcategories that we're going to touch on, all right? And we're going to first kick things off by posing the question to the panel and to our listeners. Does cancel culture exist? And is there a such thing as cancel culture? So, want to pose that to the table right now?
Well, I would just like to start with what cancel culture is, generally.
Yeah, provide
to.
a definition,
So,
the dictionary.
As it's referred to, in common society, cancel culture is the ostracizing of an individual based on some defiance of a social norm or something that acts negatively against their image, essentially. And it could be like something in the Me Too realm. It could be something in the legal realm where they get caught with some fraud or some shit. But pretty much it's where you're dejected from society to some degree.
Yeah. Banished from society.
You're out of here, G.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Dino, thank you for that elaborate definition of cancel culture. Just want to take a quick moment and a pause to welcome our latest guest and
We got a new addition to the
additional partner to the table, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Miss Kyuana Brown. Kyuana Townsend. Sorry. I was using her previous government name. She is recently married. I wasn't about to say newlywed, but you're recently married. Yeah, congrats.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, beautiful wedding, by the way.
Thank you.
I love
It's
it.
KT now, not KD, but KT.
I'm KT now.
Yeah. Where you from, Key?
I'm from Dallas, Texas.
Oh,
Yeah, we
damn,
know.
another Dallas, huh? Man, y'all, y'all be killing niggas out there, man. You know. But y'all football team, I don't know.
Hey, not too much, not too much.
Don't
I
you,
gotta be
aren't
faithful.
you a Cowboys fan?
I've given up. Hey, that's a real thing. You can give up on the team.
You cannot.
Not be a real fan.
No, you can't.
All right. So, hold on.
Texas is not what it is, but I don't
believe Louis
All
Silver.
right,
Period.
I'm going to put a timer on this because we have to
30
address
minutes
this
and go.
because this is part of the news segment. But the Dallas Cowboys recently tweeted that it's nothing to be concerned of, but Dak Prescott, who had recently recovered from a leg injury, is now going to receive an additional MRI on his shoulder, right?
Okay.
Am I correct, Courtney?
I don't follow.
You don't follow
No.
the Cowboys?
On his
It's not. It's his lower. It's his lower.
On his lat. Yeah. So
Okay. But
regardless,
But it's not
it's a different body part
Which
that
every time.
Yeah.
Which agree, but I mean, hey, that's what we got second string and third string.
So you're
for.
not concerned.
I am not concerned.
You're not
I'm not a
concerned 'cause you
Cowboys
got-
fan. I'm not a Cowboys
'Cause you got a
fan.
team
but
roster?
I definitely shed a tear
bloop bloop bloop.
when they took him out on the stretcher. And it was like,
I'm okay.
you're right.
Y'all light skin-
I definitely shed a tear.
Y'all light skinned niggas
I-
gotta stick together, huh?
You know what?
Okay.
Got to see it through, my boy.
Not too much. Not too much.
All right. Hopefully y'all have a great season, man. All right. Let's get back into it. All right. So we just went from the elaborate definition of cancel culture and does it exist? Well, you provided the definition,
No
but
doubt.
we need to answer the
I wanna
question.
know, yeah, what do y'all
Does
think?
cancel culture exist? Is it a such thing as a cancel culture? Want to provide that to the panel? Let's go.
Ladies,
For sure. Most definitely.
Okay.
It is.
Yes.
All right.
elaborate. What you?
Am I asking y'all asking my
No,
definition?
I mean, like you said.
No,
yes,
not
it does
definition,
exist.
but it does exist.
It exists. I
Some
think
would
so,
say
yeah.
it doesn't. Okay.
All right, so let's move on. What is
do you agree
cancel
it does
culture
exist?
driven
I don't
by?
think it exists.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you don't think it exists?
I don't think it exists
all right,
at all.
All right, go ahead and elaborate, my brother.
I honestly, I think cancel culture is a 2020, 2021 type of thing where it's like, I mean, it's two sides. Like, and I'm gonna be quick with this. Like, I think one side is like we recognize what's wrong and like what shouldn't be said and shouldn't be done. But I think realistically, you can't cancel someone.
Yeah.
You can't cancel a great artist.
You can't
cancel-
banish somebody from society.
No, it's impossible.
Or
In my opinion.
from their
I
I think avenue.
I think cancel culture. I think to answer your question, I think cancel culture is trendy.
I would slightly disagree.
So then it's technically a thing then,
So,
right?
can I play
it
devil's
technically does
advocate?
exist then.
Yeah.
So can I play devil's advocate?
Go ahead.
Okay, so what I think is I do think that cancel culture is a myth. I think it's a thing in hindsight. So I think that it kind of plays both ways. So I do think that it's just a fad that just popped up, but I think that it's always been there. We're just recognizing it now.
Okay.
Because that's what's going on right now.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm going to give an example real quick. So let's say we'll go back when the whole Rihanna Chris Brown thing happened. We canceled Chris Brown. We just didn't call it that. Nobody was. People stopped fooling with
Yeah,
him. I mean, we still listen
That's
to
not
here
what it
and
was
there.
called then.
It was.
Yeah.
We didn't call it that.
So
we just thought
canceling Chris Brown as in what provide a little bit more context.
So we weren't like.
How do we cancel Chris Brown?
Take like the industry, you know what I mean? So he didn't have concerts. There were no shows. They weren't playing his music as much on the radio. It was a lot of things that happened in that time.
So they were making an effort to kind of remove him
from
him up out of
society.
there.
Exactly.
From the industry
exactly.
and
They
from
kind of
society.
banished him from society for a bit.
Yeah.
for
For the
physically
whole-
abusing
Rihanna.
Domestic-
Right.
it was
It
domestic-
was
domestic
domestic
violence.
abuse.
Allegedly.
So that
Or was it
allegedly.
So removing him from songs, from festivals,
Exactly. He was
concerts,
exactly.
from songs. Yeah, okay.
Proof. Kiana brought a good point, and just goes on with what we're talking about. Before we get
Okay.
too deep into the conversation, you gave the definition of cancel culture, right? And then you talked about cancel culture and who has been canceled. Quick question before we just to set the room. When you say cancel culture, are we talking about cancel permanently? Or are we talking about canceling being like a period of time where it's like we don't rock with you,
You
for
know
a
what?
great
You need
I think
you
the
need to take
intention
it-
is for it to be permanently.
Exactly.
Okay.
But
Okay.
but
Good point. I want to add to that.
that within itself is not giving people grace.
You can't cancel
You-
talent.
Well, okay, but
So-
P, I got a quick interjection because I don't get too far past two quick points. I agree that delusional, yes, but it's a fallacy. You can't really cancel someone, really, right? Now, what I will say though, 2 points. One, I think that's not the way to hold someone accountable. But, big but, how do you hold someone accountable? Because what cancel culture is supposed to do, I think intentionally, is hold this individual accountable for the foul shit they did. And we all agree it's some foul shit. Everybody does foul shit, is your point. So we have to show grace. We have to expect that of everyone. But I would say, you can't expect someone to have the same grace that you have or to behave the same way. So what's the objective measure of accountability? If it's not canceling, then what is it? Because if someone, let's say a woman does muff you, hit you, spit you, that's terrible. But you shouldn't beat her ass.
Correct.
So there's better ways to handle ourselves. Let's vibrate higher, right?
So do you think that cancel culture is a thing?
I think that
the idea of
I think the
cancel
idea
culture.
of canceling someone exists, but
Can someone be canceled?
I don't think you can really cancel someone. Well, this is what I'll say. I think cancel culture is not effectively.
It's not used
It's
properly.
not materialized in the same way across the board.
Now we're going to move into what is cancel culture driven by? What is it inspired and motivated by? Is it by money? Is it by society? Or is it something greater than that?
So,
More unique than that?
Good question.
I
ahead, kick
was
us
just
off.
gonna say real quick. I mean, on both sides. On one side, I think from a corporate perspective, is obviously money, and I think it's like how you view yourself from a marketing perspective. You have to go with what people believe, right? So, like, people are canceling the baby right now. From a personal perspective, I think people are canceled, quote unquote, based on what they personally perceive as like foul to them, and I think it could be. Physical abuse is one thing, but somebody talking about something else is like, he all right.
Yeah.
So it just depends on what you think is like the line for you, in my opinion.
yeah, I'm a back though. I think you're right, but I think it definitely has some financial motivation. It's basic risk analysis. Like when you break it down, if you are doing something that's contrary to a company's
Well, yeah, from a company perspective, yeah.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like from a corporate perspective, because a lot of these cancellations deal with corporate sponsorship losses, advertising dollars out the window. You losing a bag because you can't perform at concerts any longer. So it's a big financial piece to it. Like we talking about R.
Yeah, I
Kelly,
agree
that
with
nigga's
you.
broke as shit right now.
So y'all kind of saying like
Same thing.
For good reason. Bitch, yeah.
that is driven by multiple components.
I think you talk about corporate and personal.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like from business perspective.
Social-
yeah.
I think there's many motivations.
Okay.
But I think the key driving one, I think on the corporate side, money. Like if you do something that fucks up our money, you out of here.
So
but
that's
I think
the root
for
of
society, I think it's like this. That's the thing. It's a fallacy. I think it's
Bandwagon.
It's like it's this moral this, everybody has this kind of moral compass. But honestly, a lot of people, to your point, don't abide by that same, like, everybody don't have the same moral.
And that's
same,
what I was saying. We say
yeah.
the same thing. Like whatever. Some people have certain things that trigger certain things.
For
like
sure.
so, for someone who has had the experience of like whatever it may be, cancel culture may be quick, or canceling somebody may be quicker for
It's the
them than
easy-
somebody
yeah,
else.
yeah.
Right.
But I think for most people,
yeah.
it's right and wrong. Like, so not most, because I mean, everybody isn't most
Yeah,
minded.
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Everybody ain't the same.
There's
We're
some
not all the
other-minded
same.
people out
Exactly.
here,
There's some people
for
that
sure.
they left-brained. Let's
Yeah,
call it that.
yeah.
So like everybody don't have what they're supposed to have. You know, some people are missing that part that lets you know this is right, this is wrong.
Yeah.
And so for everybody who has the left side and the right side, and they know, okay, this is right, this is wrong. For us, it's just simple. He said something that was wrong. At this point, for me, it's not more of, oh, I'm going to cancel him. It's like the baby. I'm going to throw that out there. Him. For me, cancel, cool. Yes. Everything he said was annoying. It was wrong. But for me, it's the misinformation for me.
I disagree.
It's like, we can cancel him. I'm fine with that. If we cancel him,
not.
it's fine. It's like the whole thing's okay, whatever. If you want to cancel him, cool.
We can't speak on a topic without providing context on what happened for our first-time listeners who may not know who
don't
the
know what the hell
baby
the baby's
is
going on.
or
Let me
what is
do
going
it.
on. So
Let me
You wanna
do
break
it.
down what's
I
going
want
on?
to break
All
it down.
All right, so break down
So
and let us
the
know what
situation-
happened at Rolling Ladder.
So-
this is recording right now.
Is there a recording of the actual
Of the
incident?
actual- what he
So
said.
basically, what happened was the baby was doing a festival,
Yeah.
and as he's
Was it Rolling
performing,
Loud?
it was a Rolling Loud festival.
Yeah.
So while he's performing on stage, he's going in his intermission phase where he's trying to transition from one song to the
Yeah,
next
and get the crowd hype.
to get the crowd hype. He decides it's okay to go on and just splurt out a whole bunch of expletives, basically stating, if you don't have HIV or AIDS, raise your hand. If you're not going to die in 4 weeks, raise your hand. If you're not gay and getting your dick sucked in the parking lot, raise your hand and make some noise. Shit like that.
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah,
say
that was
shit
exactly
like
what he
that.
said.
First of all, it's too Me Too, LGBTQ. It's too much of that shit going on right now for you to open your mouth up and say that. So for me, I just feel like it's a time and place for everything.
Yeah.
And also, like I said, again, I'm going to repeat myself. It's the misinformation for me. Like, I feel like some shit is said and it's fucked up, but I also feel like it's pure
It's not
ignorance.
even
It's
real.
ignorant.
Yeah, it's not even true.
And
Yeah.
so it's like, so for me, it's like, okay, cool. Somebody before we just cancel him completely.
Go teach this young man.
Exactly. Somebody pull him
Yeah.
to the side. Hey, this is what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Everybody who has HIV is not
It's
gay.
not gonna- yeah. Yeah.
Everybody who has HIV or
not gonna
AIDS
die
is
in
not
4
going to
weeks.
die in 4 weeks.
Right.
You don't get it and then you die
Right.
tomorrow. It
Yeah.
doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
And
That
honestly,
needs to
I
be
think
the
that
same.
applies
They
to
were. You shouldn't be
every
saying that.
cancel culture. Like, I think we need to move with grace, right? Give them a chance.
Well, no, not exactly,
To-
because sometimes you can't come back from some shit.
I mean,
Some shit is
I
just
get
so
it.
come back
I
from
mean,
that.
but I get what you're
fucking
saying. Like
babies,
with
you
R.
go
Kelly,
through it.
it was a collective of a
There was
collective
no way he
amount
was
of
ever
events.
coming back. He was
I get that,
pissing on
but what I'm
babies. He
saying
going to
is,
jail, nigga.
I'm giving you an example of
Period.
what's our girl's name? They'd be like, baby boy, what's her name?
Oh, B. Simone.
B. Simone. Okay, B. Simone is an example of that, right? She may have made the wrong tweet or said the wrong thing, but we have
Well,
to.
she get canceled every 2 weeks, and I think, and it's okay.
Well, why? But we need to really dig deep on why, right?
What?
Does she not have the image that we're looking for? Does she, you know what I'm saying? Because
I think
she
it
really
goes
be
back-
saying some real ass.
But Pete, I think it
shit.
goes back to the greater point of cancel culture is not applied universally
not
across
fairly-
the
it's
board.
not fair.
Women are not
It's
canceling
not
the
fair.
same rate as men. I think we can agree on that, right?
And that ties into just the whole, like, this kind of ties in roots back to the relationship theory episode back in season 2, the part 1 of the relationship theory, where we have different definitions of cancel culture. And I think that that's the number one root of the problem. Everybody has a different interpretation and definition and thought to contribute to the concept and idea of the term cancel culture. And because we all come from, it's a melting pot of ideas
Yes.
and perspectives when it comes to different trending topics. And so you all have been providing, very fruitful, insightful thoughts and perspectives when it comes to cancel culture. But let's go ahead and move on to the next.
JT said informal.
Yeah, I was like, wait.
Let's go ahead and move on.
It was the big words for me. It was the SAT words for me.
Yeah, they weren't even huge. All right, so
centrifugal.
Let's move on to the next question. Can you come back from it? You all kind of touched base a little bit on it, but just be mindful whenever you are bringing up a particular example. Just provide a little bit more context.
Okay.
Just for our listeners who may not know who these individuals are or what they particularly did in relation to
I'll answer this
cancel culture. So can you come back from it?
No,
I'll go ahead and provide a couple of different standpoints.
You go and we'll go this way.
Such as R. Kelly with the child molestation. All right,
child pornography too.
The baby with the LGBTQ plus slurs and rants at Rolling Loud. Matt Damon with the F term. Chris Brown and the relationship abuse.
What is the
a word that I might have to blur this out.
No, you don't have to say it.
Yeah.
When you're talking about it's a homophobic slur.
Yeah, homophobic.
Boom.
The word is faggot.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not calling it.
You can say that. Yeah. But no, like when he said F word, like I think fuck.
Keep going.
No.
Yeah.
And another example, Chris Brown and relationship abuse, which we touched on earlier. Tory Lanez and the violent cruelty.
You know, he shot Megan in the
foot.
And then
Did he though?
two more.
He said he did.
Wait, hold on. Okay. Two more examples. Kanye and the slavery comments, and then Michael Vick with the animal cruelty. All right, so
you know what? I'm still mad about that shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Key. Which one do you want to touch on first? We don't have to address every single one.
What was the question?
The question is, can you come back from cancel culture? Once you've been canceled, all these individuals have quote unquote have been canceled based on these events.
Even more than that, Boosie been canceled.
We've canceled so many people, but just to touch base on the ones that you did, I'm not going to touch base on all of them. But for sure, Michael Vick has been canceled. I'm still mad about it.
That one resonated with
exactly.
you.
It did. Because I love animals. I do.
Okay. And so what did he do?
So he was grooming them to be fighters. That was the issue that I have. So the issue that I have with that, it speaks something different. So for me, I've traveled this year a lot. Like JT said earlier, I got married. We traveled a lot. So the issue that I have with the dog fighting is that I don't appreciate humans making animals aggressive when they're not naturally that way.
They're not supposed to be.
They're not supposed to be. So that's the issue that I have with Michael Vick. That's why it resonates with me. And so when we canceled Michael Vick back then, I was okay with that. Yeah. I was okay with that just because for me.
Are you okay with it now?
I feel like, yes, still. Today. Because I feel like, granted, he's done what he was supposed to. He served his time. He did what he was supposed to do. He came back from it. He got to make his money. He's doing the thing. He can't be around dogs and all the other shit. Great, that's fine. However, I don't feel like that resonated with his spirit enough to be genuinely sorry.
How you know that?
For what the fuck he did. I watched him on TV.
But
He's living his life like the shit was cool.
Well, what are you supposed to do?
Hey,
dogs are dying.
So your response to that is he did come back from.
He came back from it. He came back from it. And the thing,
you can come back.
You can come back from it. And the thing is,
but you
for me,
don't like that he came back.
I don't like that he came back, but I'm okay. But I'm not a vengeful person, so I'm not like, I wanted him to be miserable forever. I just wanted to see a little bit more remorse than what he had. Okay. That's all it was.
I feel that. I feel that.
Courtney, you think you can come back from it?
I think you obviously can. I think. And she said a lot. I think what I want to say too is on the flip side.
Can you come back from it?
I said yes. Yeah, you can. Okay. Yeah, and just for a little bit of context too, I want to say too that as much as I don't believe people can be canceled, I do believe that once you're given a platform and once you are like at a certain status, you do deserve to that. Like you will get what you are. Like you too much. How does Kanye say it?
Back to karmic energy.
How does Kanye say it? Much is given, much is expected. Whatever.
To whom much is given, much is expected.
Yeah, I feel like that's true. So when it comes to cancel culture, it sucks, and I don't believe it's true. You can't cancel a human. You can't cancel greatness, but I do think you do deserve people to give you backlash.
So you have a moral obligation. You're saying once you have a platform.
No, all I'm saying. I'm saying once you have a platform and an audience. You can't say anything when you do something wrong. Like if I do something wrong right now and y'all get on me because y'all are family, I get it. We hear it, but don't nobody else see it, right? But if I'm in the public's eye and I do something bad, You're not that person is no different than me sitting here in this table as if I did it. But what I'm saying is having that platform, you do that. Although I don't believe you
deserve
be
repercussions for what you did. We can't just let the shit slide because you are who you are. Exactly, holding somebody accountable.
So to me, I think that's cancel culture.
So fans have the power to dictate what happens to an individual when they reach that type of.
It's almost like a punishment. I think it's a punishment.
Yeah. All right. So. That actually kind of ties into the Chris Brown post that he made recently. He stated in an Instagram post saying that we need a year of forgiveness for everyone.
He's trying to uncancel all his partners. That's what it is. Because all his
so,
niggas is canceled. That's what that shit. He's trying to hit reset for his homeboys.
Everyone indicating, Trump supporters, politicians, murderers, child molesters, and whatnot. Everybody throwing everybody in the pool and everybody in the pit. Do you all feel that everybody should have a chance in an area of redemption?
Okay, good question. I mean, it's kind of like that's like an evolution of the question of can you come back?
I'll provide my
being
thought
canceled.
I think that everybody has their seasons. From my perspective, I'm a very forgiving and open person. There is a time where you do have to serve that punishment, and you have to go through those repercussions. No matter what it is. All right. According to the Bible, no sin is greater than another. Right. However, there are differences in longevity in terms of the actual sentence, depending on what you do.
Who's setting these sentences and these terms?
It's the judge, the jury, depending on.
I mean, is that society? Like, if canceling is the punishment, right?
Yeah, technically it is society. It's selected individuals from society, and so and it all depends on what area in the world you are and what the stipulations are for that particular
how much money you
environment, right? And the type of status that you bring. So I think that everybody does deserve an opportunity to to at least receive a hearing, of some sort, and to be able to be heard and have that opportunity to have redemption. We as human beings get attached to certain things, right? Like for parents, for mothers. It's very difficult to ever forgive somebody who's a child molester,
right,
or a sexual predator, right?
But I just mean in general, yeah. So for me, the one thing, this is something that it just always stuck. It's gonna always stick with me, and people say it a lot of times. They say it in regards to their friends, but I use it for life. So how they say there's a reason, a season, and a lifetime. So people say that about their friends a lot of time. Some people are here for a reason, some people are here for a season, and some people are here for a lifetime.
Right. Yeah.
I use that same aspect in life. So you have artists who are here for a reason. You have some that come, they're here. They use their powers, their artistry, their platform. Yeah. They use it. They're good. They're informative. They're good. They perform. They entertain us. They are the overall package. Yeah. We have those. Like Kendrick Lamar, he's one of my favorites.
That's my nigga.
He does it. I love him. He's my soul. Yeah. So he's my spirit animal. So we have people like that. Then we have a season. You have people who come in. Oh yeah, he was lit as hell. He turned us up. He was cool. He was cool. Yeah. He does some stupid shit, and we're like, oh, okay, whatever. Boom. Some people like that are cool. Cancel, boom, season. And they're done. That was our season. It was cute. Fetty Wap. He was a great season. Exactly. He was a cool season. We enjoyed him. It was cool. Whatever. He's gone.
Here's to Fetty Wap, by the way. He just lost his 4-year-old daughter.
He just lost his son. Yeah. Prayers for him for sure.
That's that daughter.
Yeah.
Was it son?
It was his daughter. It was his
daughter. Okay.
She had a heart condition, so she just passed away. So prayers for him. Yeah.
To him and to anybody else who's lost a child, sibling, anything of that nature.
Then we got our lifetimers. And so for me, our lifetimers are, we got those. I'm trying to give us a good one because I don't want to say Beyonce because she ain't even old yet. But she's exactly. It's been a long time. Exactly. So she's ready. You know what I mean? OJ.
He has some time.
Hey, he's real.
That's been attached to
his
life.
We gotta pick it back up.
And so it's like and so with that being said, we have those that come, they go. We have some that come, they stick, they stay. And so for me, I just feel like, and this is just going off what Darian said. It's like if you have that platform, use it, you know what I mean? And it's okay, and we're good with that. Yeah. But just be mindful. And for me, like I'm not one of those people who expect just because you're a celebrity, I expect you to do everything right all the time. People fuck up. You're human, and I get that. Yeah. Just again, you have to be mindful of what you're doing and what you're saying because again, people are listening to you because some people are ignorant. They don't know.
there truly is a lot of people who look for the bad. And I guess my goal is to just encourage people to look for the good and to look for and to just be graceful. And if there's something that a celebrity has done that you yourself has done, or that someone you know has done, think of them as your cousin or your brother
It's
or
your people. It's your
you know
tribe.
what I'm saying?
I like that.
Especially in the black culture, like we can't be canceling each other when we got uncles that are out here doing, that shit, but like, yeah, that's just Uncle B. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
hold them accountable.
You holding them accountable, but you still like he's still invited to the barbecue.
We're giving them a pass.
Exactly.
To continue
it's
moving
just a
the way
trend.
that they
It's a
move.
trend.
Interject.
Get him, Courtney. Get him, Courtney.
Damn it.
I'm gonna say this though, that like a lot of stuff we say in this podcast sounds really good, but like at the end of the day, I'm just be real with y'all. If I'm y'all's friend and I go out and I go punch my girl, it's not gonna be the same. Like I don't expect y'all to give me grace off the tip. Well, he just went through that's not how the world works. So like in a real world, I agree with you, but what I disagree is that
realistically.
I'm saying like realistically, if you are going on stage and saying certain things that are hate speech, if you go on and hitting girls, which I don't know his story, I don't care about his story. I'm sure there's backstory to it. If you go and you fight dogs for whatever, like there is a consequence. Just like if me as a human, if I sit here and you know me, right, and if I go home and I do one of those things, I'm not opposed to giving people grace, because obviously people do things. We're all human. I'm not saying it's impossible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to be perfect, but I do not shy away from the fact that if people quote unquote cancel you, if people hate you, if people don't like you, people don't buy your sales, people to block you, yeah, you deserve that. And if you can bounce back, great. But if not,
do we need a year of forgiveness for everybody?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
Yes or no?
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay. Corn?
no.
D?
I'm gonna end with this. My final
Yes
word.
or no?
I'll
I'll give you an opportunity to provide more context if you raise your hand.
okay, yeah, but this is a point I've been wanting to make.
It's a yes or no. It's a yes or no.
A year of forgiveness for everyone?
Yes.
That's why I said no.
No. Motherfuckers out here doing
right.
terrible shit.
Okay.
But I do think we need a year of forgiveness.
And a year of forgiveness for who then?
For who, JT, you asked? I think the people who stormed the Capitol, fuck no, you don't need a year of forgiveness, nigga. You need to go rot your bitch ass in jail because you aren't even arrested. This motherfucker still posting on Instagram.
Go sit in the
right
corner
now.
and think about what the fuck
Think
you
about your
did.
terroristic
Yeah,
ass.
yeah.
That you a fucking terrorist.
I don't think anything is absolute.
You out here, listen, you out here raping babies and pissing on people. Sit your bitch ass in prison for a little bit and think about what you did. You need a year of forgiveness. You need a millennium of forgiveness because what you did is fucking
And we don't
foul.
have that much
And we ain't
time,
got
so
that
don't
much
even
time
worry
for your
about
bitches,
it.
So you can go sit, rot, and die. Now, this is what I'm going to say, and this is the one point I want to end on. When it comes to, we touched on a lot of really good things. This has been very fruitful. I think forgiveness is very important and grace is very important. But I also think accountability is also very, very, very important. So what does that look like? How do you have accountability and grace and forgiveness without hypocrisy? It's a real fine line, but it can't be done. Let me close with this. It's something that you hit on, love, and it's you condemn Vic so strong, but then we gave other people so much grace. Chris, well, I mean, she spit in the nigga eye. Come on, fuck you. Did you see Rihanna's pictures? He beat her ass. Now hold on, but Vic,
We never saw his, but keep going.
true, but we heard his account, right? We know it was terrible on both sides, but
I like where he was going at first.
yeah,
Keep
with
going.
Vic, right? But with Vic, it's such condemnation. There's such little room for redemption with Vic because you don't feel that Vic gave enough remorse. Now listen, I'll say this. I'm from the SIP. I'm from Jones County, Mississippi. Laurel, Ellisville, So-So, Hattiesburg, Meridian. I'm from Mississippi, right? My people Country boy.
Make your point, D.
And where I'm from, what you describe as being so terrible, breeding dogs for fighting and for aggression, that's not a thing that they're doing purposefully. They're breeding their dogs the way that they've been done for years and that they know how. The same way they grow their crops the way they know how. The same way they pick their pecans off the ground and eat their watermelon on the porch. He don't know he make it. I mean, they feeding their dog gunpowder, but that's just what the fuck they was taught to feed their dogs and bacon grease and shit. You see what I'm saying? So for you to have such condemnation for this man for something he did, just was bred to do, but gave such grace to a nigga who beat a woman's ass.
Right. But let me tell you something.
Beat a woman's
right.
Beat a woman's ass. He's talking about this. You mean
but let me say,
beat a woman's ass. That's a
right.
Beat a woman's ass.
But let me tell you. Let me say something. Let me say something. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you something.
I don't think D ever made the full point, by the way.
This exactly.
Go ahead.
Right.
You missed it.
This is something that my husband always says. He says it to me, and he says it in a joking manner all the time. He
Your
says
husband's
it
all up in this camera, by the way.
Yeah, right. This is my husband, y'all.
Okay, now come here. What do you say?
He always tells me this. So he says it jokingly because my grandmother is from Coolidge, Texas, population 848. Hey, now
that's your boy.
In the middle of the country, y'all.
Yeah, Mississippi.
So she eats when I say the most gross thing, she eats pig feet, chitlins.
course,
exactly.
yeah, all
It's
that
country.
shit, yeah. As long
So
as
the
you
one
clean
thing he
them,
always tells me when I do something country, he tell me, baby, we ain't got to live like that no more. He always says that. We have progressed. We are okay. We are free.
There's nothing wrong with living
we don't have
that way.
Exactly. If that's how you choose to live, that's fine. But I need you to know that there is a better way.
Different way out here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a better way. There's a different way to do things. He always says that to me.
That's a fact.
So I understand. That's the reason I'm not condemning. I'm not okay with what Chris Brown did whatsoever. I'm not because first of all, you put your hands on me. It's a thing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I want it to be fair across the board. However, with Michael Vick, I will say that the issue that I had with him, like I said, I just want him to show a little bit more, and I would be fine with him.
But
if
how you know in his way, like for instance, with men, it's hard. I'll be honest.
The situation, it was just a situation of it all. Is because like I
said,
not
know how to show that. Like,
and I get that, like public, and that's what I'm saying. Publicly, it's different, and I do understand, and I try to consider that often.
Yeah,
exactly. And so that's what I don't hate him. If I saw him, it wouldn't be that.
You know what's interesting though?
Yeah.
Is you're posing the question to Key, like, you know, hey, you want him to give a little bit more grace and a little bit more contribution to animal cruelty
across the board.
But with your stance when it comes to those that attack the Capitol, you know, your stance on that is, nah, them niggas need to rot in jail and whatnot. They don't deserve any grace.
Okay, you wanna know why? Here's the
what's the difference?
No, great question, my brother. Very good question.
All right.
Now I'm gonna show you that because the premise I was coming from was what you touched on, Key, was objectivity. Let's have an objective measure of accountability for everyone.
Across
With
the
these
board.
motherfuckers who stormed the Capitol, they at home right now eating popcorn, watching Get Her Done. Meanwhile, Vic's career was fucked.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's have some accountability. Let's have some objective measure. I was just saying with Vic, I came up in the city. I saw dogs fighting, and I didn't know that was bad until I was like, I thought the shit was horrible. It was fucking gross, and I thought it was scary. But like when I grew up, I was like, oh,
Disclaimer.
that's not how you're supposed to. That's not how you're supposed to
And
go.
by the way, I'm posing these questions and more so as a mediator. It's definitely, my stance is definitely fuck everybody who charged up the Capitol, by the way. You already know where I
they sitting
stand.
at home right now eating popcorn, listening to podcasts.
Honestly, though, what's the difference between fighting dogs and riding bulls?
That's my point. That's what we're saying.
Riding
It
bulls,
should be
though.
objective.
I'm just
Riding
trying to.
bulls.
I'm not okay with that shit either.
We're not going to get into that.
We're not even going to get into that. We're not even going to get into that. But
There's legality and morality.
We're not going to get into that. But I think to put a bow on this entire main topic, I think this is going to tie into our next segment, our traditional segment called the Toast. But I think to put a bow on the
tizzle, wrap it up.
Cancel culture is we're going to toast to being open-minded, not taking things at face value, and conducting research before you speak on things. That is the true definition, at least from the Potnas perspective, in terms of accountability. So cheers to accountability, ladies and gentlemen. Hey. Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna do research on why people tap the table before they take the shot.
All right, Dino, let's go ahead and take us out.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Thanks for
You're now
having me,
tuned into
guys.
the sounds of the Potnas
Ladies and gentlemen, that is all we have for this episode. Follow us on all social media platforms, starting from the left end of the table. Kyuana.
You can follow me on Instagram at Kyuana B Killing. That is KYUANAB_killing.
All right. Amanda.
Sugar_XOXO with 2 G's and ain't shit sweet.
Oh, yeah. Corn Pop.
Yeah, my shit ain't cool. I switched. So my Instagram name now is Courtney J. Coleman.
Courtney J. Coleman. Courtney with a C, right?
Yeah.
Boring. Okay, my name is, it's your boy, Dino the Great. You can find me at the dictionary, that's THE_DIXONARY.
All right, and ladies and gentlemen, I am Young Tizzle. Y'all can find me at JT Got Soul. That is JT Got SOLE. Follow us at Potnas Podcast. That is at POTNAS Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Visit us on our website at www.potnaspodcast.com. And Courtney?
And lastly, if you have any recommendations, please contact us at contact@potnaspodcast.com.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.
Oh, yeah.